Look at your phone. 60 apps. You use 5. Your closet, 50 shirts. You wear 8. Your customers, your friendships, your to-do list. Same pattern every time. That's not laziness. That's a 130-year-old law of mathematics. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's called the Pareto Principle. The 80-20 rule. Roughly 80% of results come from 20% of causes. Nobody designed it. Nobody enforces it. It just emerges. And the strangest part isn't where this law shows up. It's how badly most people misuse it. I'll show you. 1896, Lausanne, Switzerland. An Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto is buried in land records, and he finds something odd. About 80% of Italy's land belongs to about 20% of its people. He checks other countries. Same curve. Legend says he first spotted it in his garden. 20% of his pea pods producing 80% of the peas. Great story, weakly documented. We flag those here. 50 years later, an American engineer named Joseph Juran finds the same ratio inside factories. Most effects trace back to a handful of causes. He calls it the vital few and the trivial many, names the pattern after Pareto, and the 80-20 rule escapes into the world. So why does the universe keep drawing this curve? Because there are 2 kinds of randomness. Height is additive. Genes and nutrition stack up, one small piece at a time. You get a bell curve and nobody is 10 feet tall. But wealth, followers, sales? Those are multiplicative. Success compounds. Money makes money. A bestseller gets more shelf space, which sells more books. When outcomes multiply instead of add, you don't get a bell curve. You get a snowball. A tiny head start rolls into a massive lead, and the curve stretches into a long tail, many small, a few enormous. The 80-20 pattern isn't a coincidence. It's the fingerprint of compounding. Once you know the fingerprint, you find it everywhere. Business. About 80% of revenue from 20% of customers. And profit is usually even more lopsided. Healthcare. In the United States, the sickest 5% of patients account for nearly half of all healthcare spending. Alcohol. The top 10% of American drinkers consume over half the alcohol sold, averaging 74 drinks a week. Microsoft once found that fixing the 20% of bugs users reported most wiped out 80% of crashes. And your own life runs on the same math. A handful of your habits are producing most of your results, and most of your problems. Now, the catch. Because the pop version of this law gets abused. First, there's nothing magic about 80 and 20. The split can be 70-30 or 99-1, and the 2 numbers don't even have to add up to 100. Second, it's fractal. Apply 80-20 to your top 20%, and it happens again. The real world is often closer to 64-4. But here's the dangerous misread. Cut the bottom 80%. Fire the bottom of the team. Drop the small customers. Do it, and a new 80-20 forms inside whoever's left. The distribution regenerates. This law describes concentration. It does not prove the tail is worthless. Some of that tail is tomorrow's vital few, and some things, like safety checks, should never be Paretoed at all. So try this tomorrow. Pick one area, your clients, your tasks, your spending. Rank them by result, and find the vital few. Then give them 1 extra hour a week. Stolen from the trivial many. That's it. That's the entire practice. But here's the problem. Knowing which work matters doesn't stop that work from swallowing your whole week. Why does a 2-hour task expand to fill 3 days? That's a different law, Parkinson's law. And it's next.